adventures in a changing season. We cool together and it all feels good. You know we wouldn't trade a thing, and I think I know the reason. The moment comes to passing, the meaning's understood. It's all love and laughter. We're growing older together. We're gonna find our way. We're finding joy and magic in our lives as we get older. This is our life in the middle. Life in the middle. Life in the middle.
Welcome back to Life in the Middle, episode 3. Who knew we'd make it this far?
Right.
So, if you've watched the last couple of episodes, we've talked about things like our kids going to college or into high school. That was the last episode. The first episode, we kind of introduced ourselves and May in. So, we're going to start talking about some other things. Today, we're going to tackle sports life with kids and juggling family life between all that. If you know me and Jenna, you may know our family. You know, our youngest kid is Joe is on the soccer team here at this high school. He's also on the bass fishing team. And our oldest son is a collegiate athlete. He is on the archery team at Campbellsville University.
Which, if everybody knows, that's big, right?
Yeah,
like Kingston,
sure.
God bless him. He's got the clumsy genes sometimes, and I didn't think he'd be a
He
collegiate
got that
athlete,
from
but
me,
I
for
mean,
sure.
yeah, he's our collegiate athlete. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's really good at it, and obviously, he got a scholarship to go to Campbellsville University and be on the archery team there. So we're super proud of that. Super proud of him.
Yeah,
Even,
absolutely.
so today we're going to talk parents' survival guide for being a sports parent.
Are we surviving?
I don't know if you can survive, but it's definitely, maybe we got some tips or just let y'all know that you're
funny limericks.
Yeah,
that's about it. That's
Yeah,
what we
we're in
got.
the-
We don't really have advice. We just have funny limericks.
just know that you're not the only one in the same boat. If you're
Right.
out there running
Right.
kids everywhere all day long, you don't feel like you get any rest in the afternoons or on the weekends because of practices or games or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
So-
it's just starting with high school for sure.
So, we're both. I wouldn't say we're athletic. You can look at the screen and tell I'm not
No.
athletic.
Not anymore, but I
But-
mean, in school we were. Like, I was, at least. I
Yeah.
played ball. I don't think maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7. I don't remember when I started softball, but I played all the way through most of high school. I stopped playing my last year, I think, when I got a job, decided to stop softball. But yeah, I played ball for years and
What?
years.
What position did you play?
I was a catcher.
Catch.
My
Yeah.
best friend was the pitcher, and her dad taught her how to pitch and taught me how to catch her. So when that came to it, when we got to 7th grade, I was on varsity because I was her catcher. And so I got to play varsity. Now, there was another varsity catcher that ended up doing it most of the time, but I got to be on the 7th grade traveling with varsity, which was cool.
That's
but
cool.
so that was why I was that we practiced together. That's why I became a catcher.
Yeah.
So
So, I played baseball up through middle school, and I gave it up in high school because I wanted to work instead of play. I probably wasn't really going to be a starter on the baseball team. It would have been just me hanging out and practicing and doing all the hard stuff, but no fun stuff.
For me, that's when I quit because I wanted to work, but I'd also switched schools, and without the girls I'd grown up with for so long, I just didn't want to play. I actually made the team sophomore year at East Robertson, and then I quit because I was like, it wasn't the same, like I'd grown up with all that group of girls, and we were always on the team together, so
And then
I wanted to work too.
Then after that, I found a life racing ATVs for a little while.
Yeah.
I probably spent my college years doing that, spending a bunch of money traveling around the country racing. So to say that we're athletic is probably
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
We were.
But we did know a little bit of that stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about being a parent of a athlete. No one tells you when your kid decides, hey, you want to play sports, and I think we
made Kingston.
Yeah.
So Kingston is our introvert. He would be completely content talking to his friends on a video game, and they could talk for hours and play. That's kind of how he's introverted. So when he started, he moved in with us in high school. We looked at him. We're like, you got to have some kind of extracurricular. It does not have to be a sport. It can be chess club, beta. It can be
The academic team.
academic team. I don't care what it is, but you need something to be involved in, and you need to put some effort into that. And at the time, there was archery uh, meeting, I think, like the next week. And he's like, well, I'll do archery.
I'll do that.
And that led
First
to
available, I think.
4 years of archery in high school, and which was a whole learning curve for us, right?
Yeah.
So even with Joe, it's the learning curve for us because we played baseball or softball, we watched basketball, football, racing, but soccer and archery and bass fishing are not in our wheelhouse. Not in our wheelhouse. So I mean, Kingston was like, kind of, I don't know, pushed upon him, but just, strongly suggested you need something, and he picked that, and then that led to college. And completely different sport. Even he's on archery in high school. He's in archery in college, and completely different sport from high school to college.
They are different for sure. I will say for anybody watching this, if you've got a young kid, maybe they're starting in high school and they're not necessarily on the football team or on the baseball team or on the basketball team, even if they are,
pick up a bow.
Pick up a sport that's different than the rest, not your necessarily your stick and ball sports, because there are opportunities for scholarships for those kids at the collegiate level. We've talked about this as Kingston started college and he got us to be able to do archery in college. I don't think people realize how much money is available out there for sports like that, from the bass fishing,
bowling teams,
esports are even a thing now.
Big thing now.
If your kid is interested in those things, don't necessarily just shove them into the football lane, because the odds of someone getting a football scholarship are a lot.
And we've said that to Joe, because Joe's sport that he loves to play is soccer.
Yeah.
Joe picked it up in 7th grade, and most of the kids on that team had been playing since they were 3. Joe, I think he had, when he was about 3 or 4, he played one season of rec league soccer, and it was like, herding cats. Where the ball went, a group of children went, and they would cry and scream because they didn't get to kick the ball. That was it. And then he decided in 7th grade that one of his friends played soccer. He was just going to try it. And he's an athletic kid. Like he's so he decided to pick it up, which, I mean, he started from scratch in 7th grade. So he is aware that he's behind in the skills. He tries, and that's it. Like I tell him, like, give it everything you've got on that field. But like, he knows that when soccer or football, depending on what country you are listening to this, is played all over the world, he's not going to be a pro soccer player. He's not going to play in college.
No.
He is having fun playing a sport that he loves, and he completely understands that. Now, when it comes to fishing, he thinks of that as more job-like. Like, fishing is a place he could get a scholarship at. He could play collegiately as a bass angler in college, which people don't understand. We'll kind of probably get into that, what bass fishing and stuff entails. But he could do that in college. So he knows he has to work at that. Like, that is something that he needs to be putting a lot of effort into, because it could be the difference of, several thousands of dollars. Plus, when he goes fishing out at the lake, during those tournaments, winning those tournaments gets scholarship money. That's
in
it.
High school.
Yeah, like, they are playing for scholarship money. Now, so he knows that's really important for, him to get some money for school. So
I can't stress enough to any parents may be watching this, if your kid shows interest in an off-brand sport like fishing or archery or even esports, let them follow that, because that is money down the road they're probably going to be able to get at college.
Yeah, absolutely. He knows he's not going to be a pro bass fisherman, but he might be a collegiate bass fisherman, and then he might get his college, I mean, half paid for or partly paid for.
Well, that's part of it. I mean,
yeah, give him any kind of money for college because college
yeah,
is expensive is great.
Yeah. So, um, we do a lot of running around because our kids, and we can think back when Kingston was not in college, he was in high school, and Joe was on the soccer team, and we had bass fishing going on. How did what were some tips we can give about juggling our schedule and being able to be everywhere at once, it seems?
I don't know if it's tips, but like we are a team and you have to work as a team. We also have a village around us
For sure.
like no other, with my family so close, and friends that are like family. Um, that's the biggest thing. You have to have a support system when it comes to your kid. You don't, I mean, obviously you want to be in the stands at every game, but if I couldn't make it to one because I had to go to another, my sister would show up, my parents would show up. We would split up and go, one or two. But last year when Kingston was doing last everything, that was very important for us to be those because we felt like this was the end of it. This is the end of his college or high school career. So he's not going to do these things anymore. We didn't know that he was going to, but those were important. And so, like, if I needed someone taken somewhere, then my sister or my parents, they would step up. Friends would step up to get, hey, Joe needs to get here or there. But for us, it's you have to communicate, you have to plan ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
When you get a schedule, we all put it in the Google Calendar. We see what we've got. We see if you're traveling. I know, we kind of have to sit and we have to plan. That's the biggest thing. Have them planned for each week. Sitting down, going, okay, you're taking him to this practice, but then you're going out of town, so I got to take him to this game. This game has a bus. This game doesn't have a bus. Those are things that we just have to communicate with. And then, if for some reason, like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be out of work that night and you're going to be gone. So getting someone else, giving them time to make sure I can find someone to do it. Those, you just have to communicate. You have to be able to plan together and know that there's not just, it's just use your village if you need it because that's what they're for. They're, especially ours, they're always behind us, helping us and that kind of stuff.
So I think for me, and you touched on it, having a plan in place, and I'm very type A. I need to have everything wrote down or put anything. We utilize our calendars on our phone. We have a family calendar that we keep up with all that stuff. And when we get schedules, we put that stuff in there. So some people look at us and go, I can't believe y'all have that stuff planned out months in advance. We have to. We've got a lot of moving parts. So, if you want to do something with us on a Saturday, well, you might want to let us know a month ahead of time because if not, we probably already got that booked one way or another.
Between our kids' schedules in sports, our work schedules, your travel schedule, our church activity schedule, we put those things in place months ahead of time. So like I'm not lying. I'm not trying to make an excuse when you invite me to do something like, no, this is what I got. I can tell you on my calendar exactly what it is 3 months from now.
We're sitting here in October and we already know, or at least I know, up until almost the end of January, what we have going on every weekend.
Yeah.
So
that's going to change too as well, which is going to be different for us. But like last year, Kingston being a senior, soccer season ends October-ish, 1st of October. Archery season would be beginning near Halloween and end in February. So, and fishing starts in January because it's a spring sport and they'll start fishing in February. But now Kingston's in collegiate.
Yeah, it's year round.
And it's in archery, and so it's year round. So he's got another season. So it's like outdoor, indoor, and different things kind of stuff. So that starts in January. So this is gonna be the first year that we've had them overlapping more than they have before.
For sure. That was one great thing with the way we had it set up is we only have one kid sporting at a time. So Jenna just now recently got a job where she gets off at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon before there would be nights she'd work till 7, so I'd be the only one available.
Yeah.
So it was nice not having overlapping stuff. Now we can both go to these events together. Um, let's see how. Uh, can you name one funny time or stressful time in our kids' recent sports memories as being a parent?
Okay, I can name two because they're
Okay.
more recent, I
Yeah.
guess. So, Joe's on JV soccer. So there's not a lot of JV soccer, and if they're playing a JV team, it's because that school is big enough to have two teams. Which usually means we're gonna not do as well JV wise. But that Todd County game that we played, and Joe had a fast break, and
Yeah.
they had been. It is a physical game, and he had been out there for and running, I mean, goal to
Yeah.
goal. They were running goal to goal for, I know, 20 minutes solid. And he was gassed.
Yeah.
But he had a break. And he was going, I was like, oh my goodness, Joe is about to score a goal.
Yeah. And he plays defense.
And
so
he
this
plays
doesn't happen
defense, so
very
it should
often.
never happen. He should never be able to score a goal because he's on defense, but they put him in wing or something like
Yeah.
that. I can't remember what it is, but and he had that break towards the goal, and I thought for sure, I mean, you would have thought the Savior was coming back. I was so excited, screaming, hollering. Everybody was around us. Our friends were like screaming and hollering for him too. And he didn't make the goal. He was gassed before he got to the goal because it was like, over half field all the way down. And he hit it, but the goalie blocked it. That was, stressful for me because I know I wanted it so bad for him, so bad. Kingston is like you. He's detail oriented. He likes a plan,
Yeah.
and he kind of doesn't do well without a plan. So we went to his tournament over in is it Liberty? Was that the college or something like that? I can't remember the name of the college that we went over. It's a couple hours away. So he's given us what information he has. We leave after work one Friday, go up, get a hotel. It was late. Get there the next day. He didn't realize that Friday when they were there that they were actually shooting. It wasn't
Yeah.
just a practice before a tournament the next day because this was his first tournament in college. And then so we didn't get to see that Friday.
Right.
He gets back late. We go over and see him just for a few minutes, and they'd been up since 4 o'clock that morning and had been going, and it was like 11. And then the next morning we get over there and we're thinking, okay, we're gonna watch him until because it's about a 4-hour drive back
Yeah, it
home.
was
We're gonna
ridiculous.
watch him until lunch. And he was so stressed out to find out that he wasn't shooting until after lunch. There was other groups
Yeah.
shooting in different categories, but he wasn't. So stressful to feel like I was going to miss something. And then he actually got a medal, but we didn't stay for the medal. We
Oh,
knew he was
sorry.
going to get a medal. We congratulated him. We took pictures and we loved on him. And he was so proud of that. And then we left. Thank goodness we did because it downpoured. They delayed it 3
Yeah.
hours. He didn't end up getting back to college, which is about 2 hours from that tournament, until like 11,
Yeah,
12
it was
o'clock
super
that night. So, stressful to when you're not the adult in the situation to get all the details. Because Kingston's the adult now.
Right.
And he's the one that gets the details, and we have to get the details from him. So those are stressful situations. But usually it is just wanting the kids everything that they've ever wanted to, for them to happen, right? Like Joe to get a goal, Kingston to win in a tournament. Those are the stressful situations because I want it so bad for them.
So, how do you think we as parents balance being supportive on the sidelines, or being
Oh, I got this.
or being that one parent that
Okay,
that everybody
so
looks at like,
I thought about this one day. I was a softball player. My brother played football. My sister played softball. We watched basketball and baseball and racing. All of the big sports, right? I don't know nothing about soccer. I do now. I mean, we're 3 years into him playing soccer. I know now. I couldn't tell you when I pulled up to a soccer field when he was in 7th grade what I was yelling for. And I didn't want to embarrass him if I'm like screaming something that does not make sense, right? Like, am I going to scream foul or something? No. So I love that I was clueless about these sports,
Yeah.
because that allowed me not to coach him from the
Right.
sidelines.
Okay.
And now I sit back and I see family or parents that are trying to coach their high school kid from the sidelines, and I kind of cringe. Not that, not the ones that are like encouraging them to do something or telling them, hey, this, that, or the other, but like those ones that are screaming at the top of their lungs that their
Yeah.
kid's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I go, like, I'm glad I don't know anything enough. I don't know. I'm glad I don't know enough, because there was a time when he played Little League Baseball
Yeah.
and hated it. And probably hated it because of me, because I'm screaming at him to get out of the dirt, and he's like 6 years old and he doesn't care anything about it. It's boring and nobody's hitting it to him and everything else. So it's probably why I didn't play baseball. But there was a time that I was that competitive, and that I wanted him to love it as much as I do. I guess that's
Right.
probably the better way. I wanted him to be a baseball player because I loved softball so much. And that did not work because he didn't like it. It was too boring for him. His ADHD is just like, no, I can't stand in the outfield.
Yeah, I think we lean more to the supportive part of it than being that parent that everybody's like, ooh.
Yeah,
Um,
I just don't know enough either, too. I don't think
yeah, I
that's
think
it.
that's part of it, but also that's not our personalities.
No.
We're not gonna yell and scream, and we're kind of like, hey, you need to listen to your coach.
Yeah.
He's the person in charge. I'm not. He knows more about this than I ever will. You need to listen to him.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure.
all right. What about the emotional side as parents for watching your young child out there in a competitive environment and thriving, or in some cases they're not thriving. The wins and losses come by hard. I know we watch Joe on his soccer team. When they don't win, he's upset about it, which I understand. He's very competitive. He wants to win every game. It hurts to see that, but I'm also proud that he cares enough that
Yeah.
it does affect him emotionally, and that just means that he has the want to get better, to be better, and that's all we can ask.
I think emotionally, like, for me, I hate it for them. I hate that he's sad. I hate that he's upset. You know, I always try to tell him, the positives that I saw for his game. Um, like he's getting more aggressive as a high school player than he was in middle school. Um, so I always have something positive to say about it. Um, Emotionally wise, he loves it because it's fun and he wants to win. He is competitive, but there's just he's just having fun, and
Yeah.
and usually even when he's in a bad mood about the loss or something like that, he's still loving it.
Mm.
So for me emotionally, it's just like, I hate it for him. I'm sorry, bud. You did great. This is what I saw. I try not to dwell on his negatives after a game. Now, if I see something specific that he needs to work on, which is not much because I don't know a lot about soccer, but if I do see something, uh, I don't usually try to like when he's in the car on the way home, just
Yeah.
dwell on that. Like, because I mean, he's already upset that they lost. So, well, why just, I kind of make a mental note and say something later, like, hey, make sure you do this better.
Yeah.
Or you might want to work on that. This is something I saw, not trying to criticize you. You're doing a great job, but you need to be doing this because it's this is where you're getting beat or
And
something
I
like that.
and I think that his attitude has changed a lot from being in middle school soccer to high school soccer. And I think that's more we talked about last episode about the maturity change between middle school and high school. But his sportsmanship towards the opposing team, towards his teammates, his disappointment in losses, he's attacking that with more maturity now.
Yeah.
It used to be, I'm upset at this person because they didn't do what they were supposed to do, or that person fouled me and no one called it. They were calling me names, talking crap out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
All those things. Now it's more. I need to get better.
Yeah.
This is what I need to do. I need to try to do this. So I think he's handling that a lot better. Um, Kingston, on the other hand,
Yeah.
with his never had those problems.
Well, his thing is too is in college. It's the first time that Campbellsville has had a recurve group,
Yeah.
right? So if anybody, and I'm going to try to explain this the most I know about it. So a compound bow, you see, it has like the gears and stuff. That's what he used to shoot in NASP. That's the high school kind of group that they do. So it's called NASP, and it's like compound bows. You're shooting at just a target. Now he's in college and he's shooting what's called a recurve bow, which is bear bow.
Yeah.
So bear bow is like what you would see in the old cartoons and like Native Americans with like that. It's like a curved bow with a string. That's it. Now, obviously, way more technical than that. Okay, but that's what it looks like. There's no wheels and stuff on it. So it's him and two other freshmen.
Yeah.
And it's the first time they shot together, and they did really well. And he sends us his scores. And for Kingston, he never gets towed down on any of that.
No.
He's always this like positive kid.
It's actually hard to get him hyped up.
Yeah, you can't hype him up. He's just Kingston, but he's positive about it. So like if he has it in his head, like he went out and shot 110. Let's just throw that score out there. If he shoots 112, the next he loves it.
Yeah.
So as long as he's working for something, he's happy, and he's having fun, he's enjoying it. And so for Kingston, he doesn't get down if he doesn't win a tournament or something like that. He just
wants to improve.
He just wants to improve. Yeah. And he only concentrates on the improvement that he's done. Like I saw 135 today, so.
So I think that's the difference between our two kids. Joe, sometimes we need to bring him down with his, to where he can focus. He's so hyped up for the game, or he's ready to go. Kingston, he's so laid back.
It stresses me out.
He needs to get a little more hyped up.
It stresses me out that he's so laid back.
He's just hanging out with his friends.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my time to shoot.
I'm over here talking to my friends like, go and like, you're not focusing. Like, that's me. So that's, I guess, for him. But I don't tell him that, like, because it's Kingston. I'm just more worried that, like, at that one tournament, I was like, Kingston, get your bow. It's yours. Like, they just called you. And he's like, oh, okay. And, like, he's like, I got this. It's fun, But, like, that's the only stressful I get. But he's just so laid back about it.
So, what do you think our kids get from the sports they're in that have helped them either now in their life or maybe in the future in their life?
I think Kingston for sure. Okay, so he's our introvert, and he's found his friends in high school, and some of them were on the archery team, but that was not where he found his friends. For college, that has been game changer because kids these days don't do things like we did in college and high school and everything else. So like he was even telling me, he's like, I don't make friends in class because we all go to the next class. We don't talk in class because we're working in class. And so we just go to the next class. And so I don't, it's especially for introverted Kingston, it's hard to make friends. Even like the kids in his dorm, there's a lot of athletes, like football team, baseball team, that kind of people in his dorm, and they just don't have a lot in common. So it's really been hard for him to find somebody. He found his group in his archery team. Like, he found the new incoming freshmen in the archery team. They kind of banded together day 2, I think, of college, and they were walking around together and they became friends. And then he got more friends on the archery team. So for Kingston, archery's given him a way to make friends in a situation where it's so vast. Like if he had went to any of the other colleges he was looking at, I don't think he would had as easy a time making friends because it's, he's gotten to go do these things with these people and get to know them and figure out what he has in common with them. But when you're in a big college and you don't have something like that, for Kingston, it would have been really difficult to find, his tribe, his people. For Joe, it's gave him some confidence, but it's taught him that he's got to work for it. Like I am not the mom that's going to go yell at the coach because my kid didn't
Yeah.
have playing time. It's just not going to happen. You earn your playing time. This is not rec league where I've paid for you to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't pay nothing. This is, you had to make this team and you got to keep making this
Yeah.
team when you're on the field. So that has been, really important for him to learn, and he's learned it. He knows he has to put in some time. He knows he has to put in effort. Also, it's taught him to play through the like the smack talk and that kind of thing. It comes from other teams, but it also comes within the team, especially middle school. Those middle school kids were horrible. Um, they beat each other up, and that like as soon as they started talking to each other, it was over. So he's learned to try to play through that, to just not listen to it, that kind of thing. It's also kind of given him people to look for in the hallways as a freshman. When you have a team, you're kind of looking for your teammates, that kind of stuff. So he was already on the soccer team when school started. So I think that
Yeah.
kind of helped out there too.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think um, getting ready and being ready for Kingston is something that he's starting to learn about sports, which I think that'll carry over in his life, is being prepared for that stuff. And for Joe, I think you hit around the head. Working hard, to get your achievements. I think that's something that's going to carry for him as well.
Yeah.
Um, I think both of them have let their personalities, like we talked about, Kingston's such an introvert, by being on a team like that, has pulled that out on him and let him be more extroverted. He still has an introverted ways, but that forces him to interact with other people. Joe, on the other hand, was a little more extroverted and was talking to everybody, but with the soccer and the fishing, he's been able to find people that he can really be friends with, and have a core group instead of having everybody influencing. We've got certain people that we know are good people in his corner. So I think that's kind of what their life lessons they've took with them.
Yeah.
So um so what would you consider your proudest moment for us as sports parents?
Oh, okay. For both kids, for each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go oldest to youngest, right?
Okay.
So Kingston went to a private high school, Christian high school. Which doesn't mean those kids are act any better than
Right.
any other ones. So some of them, I remember the certain kid had told him he got a Letterman jacket for archery. And he loved that Letterman jacket, and so he wore it during the winter and stuff at school. And there was a kid specifically that told him, like, "You're wearing a Letterman jacket for archery."
Yeah.
And I was like, not trying to talk smack, but here, if you want to talk smack back, let him know. Ask him when the last time he went to state was, because you did go to state for archery. And I know the soccer team didn't make it to state over at that school. So I was trying to, I was mad because, you hate it when your kid's getting picked on.
Yeah.
Kingston just lets it roll off. I'm not that kind of kid person. So he's just like, I don't even care. But that kid got to watch him sign his letter of intent for Campbellsville University for the archery team. Watch them tell him he was getting money to go play that sport. And sitting at that table watching that kid sign his contract, I just knew that kid was in that room, and it made me giggle. Like, that was my proudest moment, because he stopped all the haters who wanted it. They got to sit there for an hour as there was like a program going on, and we had to do all this stuff, and they had to watch him. And I just thought that was the funniest thing, because I'm so proud of him, because he put so much effort into it. And these kids that just poo poo on those littler sports, those smaller sports, got to sit there and watch, and they weren't signing any letters of intent there. That was the only letter of intent that was signed there.
So at this high school, it's not a very old high school; it's a private Christian school. Kingston would have been the third collegiate athlete to sign
Yes.
a letter of intent from that high school ever.
Yes.
So while they haven't had a lot of people graduate,
No,
because
this
it's
is like the 5th year of graduation,
Yeah.
something like that.
so to be one of the very few kids that went to that school to even have an opportunity to go to college to do a sport was a super proud moment for me. So I would probably um, echo what you said as far as that signing day. I was super proud. I was proud of us as parents and everyone that's helped us.
And our tribe showed up, like
yeah.
huge tribe. I mean, he had at least 20 something
Yeah.
people there just waiting for him to sign a piece of paper.
Just to cheer him on and be happy for him. So that's probably my proudest moment as a sports parent, was seeing him achieve something that I, quite honestly, when he started this, I don't think him, us, anybody even imagined this as being a goal, much less being possible. I don't think it was we didn't even have the pipe dream of him going to college and being on the archery team. This was just something for him to do, so he wasn't in his room playing PlayStation.
We just wanted him to have an
Yeah.
extracurricular, just to get out there and be with people outside of school.
For him to actually carry that on through high school,
Right,
and then into college, was an amazing deal.
Yeah.
So,
So
same question, Joe.
For Joe, okay. So for Joe, it's not soccer; it's fishing. So let's talk about fishing for just a minute. So, bass fishing is not you go out there and you throw a line in the water and you just do nothing, right? It is a competitive sport. It is 6 a.m. launch in February. You're wearing 3 layers and a foul weather suit just to try to stay warm, and you have gloves on trying to cast with, and you're freezing. And it's 6 a.m. and you're throwing out a line and you're not stopping until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not coming in. You're not doing anything except trying to catch the biggest fish you can and put it in the boat for that long. So it is not for the average fisherman. This is not just fun little club thing. This is competitive fishing, right? So, and he went into it at 6th grade. And 6th grade on this fishing team is not, you can be on the fishing team, but you're not going to fish, right?
Yeah.
Because you can only put so many kids in a boat. You have 2 kids per boat. We only have roughly 10 to 12 boats that go. So that's 24 kids. They started seniors and juniors because that's who needs scholarship money now, right? My 6th graders got time. He stuck with it. He in 6th grade he went to the practices. And yes, they have practice. They talk about what looks good for the lake this weekend. What the fish are biting. Where you're going to find those fish. They learn to tie knots at that age. The seniors and juniors aren't in there tying knots and stuff, but they learn to cast. They learn to flip. They're learning how to stick that bait anywhere they want to in the water, under a dock, under a rock, under a tree, whatever it is. So they're actually practicing, and he stuck with it. He went through all of that 6th grade year, and I think he fished because he has a boat captain with him. My dad takes him. He's a boat captain, so he does get to fish. But 6th graders didn't get to fish. I mean, that was just like club tournaments, like where everybody gets to fish, And he did it. And then 7th grade, he was waking up 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, because the lake's 2 hours away.
Yeah, lake's hour and a half, 2 hours away, depending on where they're launching at. Waking up at 3:30 in the morning, packing some snacks, getting in the truck with granddaddy, take a little nap on the way there, getting in that boat, not complaining, giving it everything he had until that horn sounds and he gets to weigh in. I'm really proud of that. But I guess that first weigh in when he got a fish and he was just ecstatic. Excited. I mean, the look on that kid's face holding that fish, him and his partner up there at the weigh in, it was amazing. He had put the effort in. He had done everything he needed to, and he was actually getting to see some of the reward for that.
So I think my proudest moment with Joe, and I love all the fishing stuff, probably came from soccer when this year he, throughout the summer, was practicing and leading up to school, uh, getting ready for the soccer season, and we had already had the conversation of, "Hey, buddy, you may not make this team. It's a very strong possibility that you're not on the team this year. So you got to work hard. You got to put in the effort. You got to show coach that you're willing to learn and listen." And the day that they started making cuts on the teams and picking the high school and the JV team, and him getting on the team, and how excited he was because he realized the prize of all the hard work he had done over the last months for you. That was probably my proudest moment of his so far. So just him realizing I did this. It wasn't anybody else. It was me. I did this. And yes, he wasn't on the varsity team, but that's okay. This is only his fourth season playing.
Third
season.
7th, 8th, and 9th.
So playing soccer. He didn't play rec league. I'm super proud of the kid.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't play another minute of soccer, I'm proud of what he accomplished this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've been doing a segment called This or That. So this is going to be the parent sports edition. So
okay.
So I'm going to say one.
But here's the thing too. Like, I want to put this out. There are parents out there that are doing like travel ball every weekend. They've got 4 different kids in 4 different sports every day of the week. We're just saying what we did to live through our little piece of it. So, like, please don't think that we're like, oh, this is how to do it.
Yeah, we're not the experts.
You've got kids out there that are playing football, that are practicing every day after school, and then game on Friday night. Yeah. Plus, they got little brothers in little league football, and so we're no.
Oh yeah, we're just
no way, shape, or form telling you that this is how you have to do it.
We're just talking about our experiences.
Yeah, we're just talking
and letting you guys maybe
laugh at us.
Yeah, laugh at us and
for lack of knowledge.
All right, this or that.
All right.
Would you rather have an early morning tournament or a late night game under the lights?
We answered this our first episode. I sleep at night.
Yeah.
I get up early in the morning. I will get everybody there 15 minutes before that game starts, but I do not have any desire to sit in the evening under the lights when it's dark outside and watch a football game, watch a baseball game, watch anything. It's just not, I guess if I have to, my kids are, that's what's important. That's what I'm watching, right? I guess.
Well, we've done them all.
We've done both, I guess. So yeah, I would rather be up early in the morning because I would rather have the other things to do.
Yeah,
that's
I would.
Me.
I would rather have an early morning tournament because a game because more than likely they're over before lunch. We can go get lunch and then we can go about our day. When they're late night games, I feel like we're worried about
getting leading
up to the game all day long. So I'm the kind of person that if we're gonna have a game early in the morning, I want to get it over with. Yeah. That's not to say the games under the lights are nice. And
they're
fun.
Fun to watch. And I honestly, maybe if it was different, honestly, soccer is not a Friday night sport.
No.
If my kid played football and it was a Friday night sport, I would probably like it more, right? Yeah. Because I don't have to be at work the next morning. But if it's a night game and we're playing under the lights in this season, it's past 7, 8 o'clock. And then I got to drive home. Yeah. I got to get everything ready for the next day. So that's my issue with the night games. It's because with what we play, it's not a weekend game. It's not a Friday night game. It's a Tuesday night game. Right. And I got to get to work the next morning. And it might be, if I'm pre-opping, I might be, I got to get there, 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6:30.
All right. Bleachers or lawn chairs?
Chair.
Yeah.
I am the most awkward person when it comes to other people. I just don't know what to say. But when I sit in the bleachers hurt. Yeah. Okay. But you surround me with a bunch of people I don't know. I don't know what to say. Or not just don't know what to say to, right? Like, I know you because our kids play soccer together. But we only have maybe 2 sets of parents that we know well enough that we're just sitting there chit-chatting with the whole time. But the other ones I don't know, and I don't know if they know me, and I don't want, if I start talking to them, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. So it's super awkward that way. In bleachers, it makes that really hard. Now, on lawn chairs, we just line up on the sidelines. I'm only sitting next to one person and you, right? So I don't have to worry about that. So, A, it hurts. I don't want bleachers. And also, it's less awkward for me
Yeah,
talking to people.
give me a lawn chair because it has a back.
Yeah, and then the rockers,
Yeah.
they make great
The
lawn chairs
cup
now.
holder to put my water bottles in,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Give me the lawn chair all day long.
Absolutely.
Would you rather have to deal with a rain delay or the scorching heat? We've dealt with both.
Heat.
So
I'd rather be hot for an hour.
Yeah.
And the game's over. Right? So like right now is it 30-minute halves, 45-minute halves?
40.
45-minute halves?
40 minutes.
40-minute halves. Okay. So 80 minutes of hot.
Yeah.
And during halftime I'll go to the truck and turn the AC on. Or get me a snow cone or something from the concession stand. Give me just a limited amount of time and I'll do it. But like if you rain delay it, you might be sitting in the truck waiting for the rain to stop.
Yep.
For an hour, right? So like but soccer they play in the rain. As long as it's not lightning, they'll play in the rain. So there's been plenty of games where I'm literally sitting there under an umbrella, getting rained on, just watching our kids get muddier and muddier. So
this seems like a stupid one, but I want you to really think about it.
Okay.
Winning by a mile or losing in overtime? Would you rather?
Okay. Who's gonna pick losing?
Well, what I look at it as close game in overtime means it's gonna be really exciting. If we're winning by a mile, it's gonna be a boring game.
I would rather be bored. Right. I am too competitive to say losing on anything.
I think I'm the same way. So, although the losing,
winning in overtime, I love that. That's exciting and stuff. Nerve-wracking, but exciting. But losing in overtime, do you know how upset he would be when he got in the car? Oh, I mean, he'd be so fired up at that game. I would rather win by a mile and have him just brag on himself all the way home.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Would you so it's this or that. Loud parents or silent parents?
Loud.
You would rather have loud
parents? Oh yeah, because I mean I'd rather be sitting around a bunch of loud parents than silent because I feel so socially awkward in that moment. And also, usually silence means we are not doing well. If we're loud, it's because the kids are doing well. Even if we're losing, it's they are in it. They are still fighting for it. So I would rather have loud. Also, think about archery. So in archery in high school, it's like golf. Yeah, you don't talk. You gotta be quiet. Like when they get up there to shoot, you don't talk at all. So you're literally just sitting on a silent bleachers in a huge gym. And in archery in college, they're all like hyping each other up. They're screaming everybody's name, and they're like, I mean, it's great. Yeah. So I would rather have loud parents. Absolutely.
I would rather have loud, supportive parents.
Oh yeah.
The parents that are loud, where they're yelling at refs and
the other team, kids, and yeah. I guess that's a true statement. I'm thinking of it in a positive way. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather take concession stand food or pack some snacks?
Well, we're on a diet, so pack some snacks. Usually better, anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, sometimes
one thing that hits hard at a concession stand.
A cold pickle.
For some reason,
a cold pickle from the concession stand is great, and I can have that. So, but 99% of the time, give me whatever I can pack.
There ain't nowhere else I'll go and be like, hey, I want a huge dill pickle.
Like the whole pickles, they wrap them up in aluminum foil and put them in the refrigerator, and then we were like, these are so good.
They're so amazing for some reason. I don't know why. They just hit different at the ball field.
Yeah. I mean, but if you think back nostalgically though, right, that ballpark hamburger.
Yeah.
That's
the one that tastes like charcoal.
Oh yeah, somebody just burned it to a crisp. Looks like a hockey puck. Yeah. But still, it hit. Right, it hit.
You get a hot dog that's busted open and black because it's been on the
that's
grill.
My favorite kind though. I like them black.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. Away tournaments or home games?
Home game. home court, home field advantage,
Yeah.
home court advantage, whatever. We're not traveling as far. It's easier for us on our diet to eat dinner here. Those kind. Heck, I definitely don't. I don't hate them, but traveling so far. I mean, like Kingston's tournaments now are so far. Which I enjoy them, but it's a lot that goes into those. Lot that goes into those.
Post game talks with the boys or silent rides home.
Oh, am I pep talking them, or like am I trying to cheer them up, or talking with the boys? Period is great. And usually they're not. Even on a loss, Joe's usually not horrible, right? Like he'll complain about stuff. We'll try to cheer him up a little bit, but usually by the time we get back to the house, he's talking to us about other things, right? And he's fine.
We don't usually have silent trips home
No, we
because
don't.
they're so upset. So I would take post game talks
Absolutely.
too. So
Absolutely.
all right, let's move. Let's move to the back in my day portion of the podcast.
You make me feel old.
Yeah. So what would sport? Let's talk about what sports were like when we played. Like for baseball, there wasn't no $200 cleats and $500 bats. Now you see, if you follow any like TikToks with people who play baseball, these bats are ridiculous. They all got $600 or $700, $500 bats, and softball bats are the same way. They got 3 or 4 different gloves, sliding mitts.
My glove, which was the glove that I had, I guess my softball catching mitt.
Yeah.
I think it was bought somewhere around 12 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit younger. It was towards the end of the softball rec league that we were playing before we went to middle school and stuff. So whatever that year that was. And that was 7th grade. And that was the glove I had. And that was my glove. That was it. I think at some point we had to buy I mean, at the rec league, it was like white softball pants and whatever color sock at the sporting goods that we had to go get, and that was it. And, no, the T-shirt came with when you registered. It was like $20 to be in the league, and then you got a T-shirt that said your name, like your team name on it.
Yeah, which was probably like Jones Roofing LLC.
Yeah, exactly. Like Movies and More. We were Movies and More. We won a lot of games out there at Movies and More, and the Medicine Shop, those kinds of things. Businesses that supported us. And then when I got to varsity and JV, you got those jerseys. You got all of the, the pants, and for softball we had shorts. And then you had to buy sliding shorts. That was one of the purchases you had to make for the JV and varsity, is you had to have sliding shorts that are in blue, red, and white, I think. So we had to buy 3 pairs of sliding shorts and our socks. We always got, you had to buy your own socks. Cleats were like whatever cleats you decided to wear, and if you needed new ones, you can go buy new ones, but you wear whatever cleats you had, right? So I think I'm sure my parents bought me a bat at some point. I just used it. I used my bat, and so I mean, you didn't buy so much. Now it's like your kid's at a disadvantage if you don't have all of it. Also, the reason that Joe didn't play baseball was because where we came from, he was in t-ball, and was learning how to play t-ball. Then we moved, and he kind of played on a little team, and they were learning how to play t-ball. And then we moved to Bowling Green, and if your kid didn't come out with a glove in his hand and on the travel team at like 6 months old, you were behind. Like you were way behind. There was no learning baseball. And then we moved. That was for like 5 years or so. So then by the time we got here, where he probably could have done something if we had lived here, he didn't. So that's the kind of weird thing. Like, why are we in so many travel? It's also, how many World Series huge rings can a 6-year-old win?
Right.
Like, what is the deal with that? Do you know, me getting my varsity letter in 7th grade, or getting a trophy that like said that I was on the team that won a district or whatever, was huge. And these kids are winning like Derek Jeter's World Series
Series
ring.
ring.
Like, I don't understand.
I agree.
Hey, why? What's the point in it? So it's just, it's back in my day, we didn't get participation
So-
trophies and we didn't get World Series rings for winning, the Hopkinsville Classic, right? Like, it's nothing big. You didn't do anything except win a tournament. Why are you giving them such elaborate things? It's weird.
So I can remember when I was in middle school playing rec league baseball. Um, I had an old glove, a bat that I'm sure my brother had used while he played baseball, um, that we probably got from the Walmart, and I had moved over to first base. That's the position they wanted me to play, and my coach asked us to get a first baseman's mitt because I had like a regular old mitt.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember taking the trip. I believe we went to the mall, to the sporting goods store that was in the mall. I can't recall which one it was, but uh, I remember this very vividly. The glove was $80, and my dad was like, "I can't believe I'm paying $80 for a glove to play baseball for a kid, like this exorbitant amount of money for this glove."
Yeah.
Uh, which now you think $80, that ain't much at all. These gloves are $4 or $5
Oh, I know.
bucks.
I don't know how they're so expensive now.
So, Dad, if you happen to watch this, I still have this glove.
It is in the closet in there. I saw it the other day. Like, he still has it.
I've got the money's worth out of it.
Yeah.
So it was a very good purchase. But yeah, that's
I just feel like
the expenses the kids have these
it's
days.
so
Is crazy.
crazy that parents have to spend so much money for the kid to do something that they love. And I get why parents want them to, I mean, I get why they would want them to have one of those rings or something like that, because they do put a lot of work
Yeah.
in it. These kids are working really hard. Don't want to diminish that at all. But the thing about it is that it used to be you played down at the park and the parents, would come and watch you and your family would come and watch you. Now you're like traveling halfway across the country for your kid to play ball. And I hope that it means, maybe it's just the time together and stuff, but it seems like it's so expensive for these kids to do something that didn't cost that much for us to do. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
So, do you think our parents would survive having being in our position today? So, let's move you and your family.
Well, I know that Rodney and Joe
Yeah.
would not be paying near as much as what some things we've had to pay for. Now, for us, we've done really good. Thank
For
goodness Kingston has support from his family for those big purchases for archery. I could not thank them enough. Like, that's amazing how much help and support they've been to help us be able to provide. Well, not us, then provide that for him and his archery bows, because those are not cheap at all.
So, do you think your parents could survive being sports parents in today's time?
No, not even.
I don't either. It's just a different world, and I think everybody is where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be. So I don't think my parents could handle taking our kids in the schedule they have now, doing stuff just like probably when our kids have kids, we're probably not wouldn't be able to do that stuff either.
No.
Uh,
No, I'm gonna go watch. That's about it. My parents and your parents have been great. Come and watch the kids. That's kind of about all I'm gonna do.
Last thing in the back of my day segment, what do we wish our kids could experience from how we grew up playing sports and what we did that they may not necessarily have now?
In this town, like, man, I we talked about it. I love that my team was like Movies and More or Medicine Shop or Guys and Gals. I'm naming all these teams from softball back in rec league, 20 something years ago, 30 years ago. It was the representing a local business, representing, with your friends. Now, they're on these travel ball teams and stuff, and they just don't like you don't get to know them.
Yeah.
You don't get to know who you're playing with. I mean, you get to hang out with them, but it's like one of those situations where it's not kids you come in contact with every day. I miss it when it was simpler. I guess that's a
Yeah.
better way of saying
Agreed.
it. When it was just everybody's out at the park, on a Saturday morning, and you're there all day because you got 3 kids and 3 different, fields and stuff like that. The camaraderie of it being smaller uh, than it is now.
I
I
completely
guess.
agree. I remember playing baseball and you know going to the Pizza Hut afterwards, and all
Yeah.
my buddies that
Rest
were
in
on the
peace.
team and were there and going to the arcade, and we all getting together and going to the one kid's house that had a pool because he had a pool party for the baseball team or basketball team. I don't think that happens much anymore because um, the kids are going and doing so much. They're just like you said, they've got 3 baseball teams, and then they've got a hitting coach, a fielding coach. If they pitch, they got a pitching coach. They've got 3 practices a day. They have to go to between games. They're just so busy they don't have time to develop those friendships and be kids
Well,
being
I'm
kids.
gonna do a shout out here because I got one better for you because your friend had a pool. One of my friends on my team, Kim, and her mama owned the Frosty Freeze, and
Mm.
we'd climb up in the back of the truck about 20 deep in the bed of a truck, and
Go
we'd head
get
to the
some ice
Frosty
cream.
Freeze and get some ice cream and baby burgers because
That's funny.
we had Kim on our team, and when Miss Wendy would make sure we were fed. So
Took care of it.
heck yeah, we liked it. We were always over there.
So we'll wrap up back in my day, and we'll start uh kind of closing up as we're coming in on our time before we get out of here. So what would makes all the early mornings and long weekends worth it for you as a sports parent?
Uh, when they look for us. That
Yeah.
that moment when, uh, they're looking to see where we are, if we
Yeah.
can see them. That's makes it all.
Yeah, it
Like,
may,
they want us to be there so bad, even if they're high schoolers and acting like it doesn't matter. That moment they turn around and look for the stands and see where we're sitting, that's where did I see him? Did I see him make that, block? Did I see him, shoot that arrow? Whatever it is,
yeah.
they want to make sure I was watching.
I think I kind of will echo that. I think when they do something good, whether it's shooting archery or out on the soccer field, and they turn around to look at us to see if we saw what happened
Yeah.
and see our excitement, and we get to share that moment of excitement together. That's probably what makes it all worth it.
No,
The
absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's all they're wanting, right?
so
I mean, they just want to make sure that we're, that they have somebody there supporting them. That's all this kids want.
yeah. So what's one thing you want to give uh, to the people watching a bit of advice when they've got kids in high school or even in college that are part of sports that they might can take away from us?
Let the coaches be the coaches.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about me not knowing much about those sports is I can let the coaches be the coaches. I don't have to coach them on anything. Be present. Um, if it gets to the point where you can't be at the games because you're having to work to pay for the travel ball and all this, take a look at what they're really looking for.
Yeah.
They're wanting you there. They want, if it's dance, they want you in the crowd.
Yep.
If it's cheerleading, they want you on the stands. They're doing their halftime, whatever it is at your kids' extracurricular sports, not sport, whatever. If it's academic team, they want you watching. That's it. They are just looking for you to be there and go, you answered that so great, mathletes, whatever it is, you did so good. That's all they're wanting. And it makes it worth your while. So if you get to the point where you're having to do extra work at whatever, pick up extra shifts, do whatever you got to do for them to play all of these extras, take a step back and go, hey, I'm missing it.
Yeah.
I'm missing the reason that they're doing it in the first place. They might love this sport, but they want me watching.
Yeah.
And so that's what's been great about my new job, because I haven't missed anything since when I was working on the floor in the ER and stuff. I had to work, 12-hour shifts, missing weekends and all that kind of stuff. So that was hard, but now it's changed. So, and they'll ask, are you coming? Well, of course I'm coming. And so it's what it is. Like, you try to be as present as you can. Everybody has their own, it might be that you have to work because you need to pay for it. And I understand, those people should understand that, but just be as present as you can for your kids, because that's all they're wanting.
I think I would tell our audience, if you're in the same season of life as we are, and you've got kids around the same age, soak up the moments that they are doing these things. Make it a priority, like you said, to try to be part of it, because before you know it, these won't be there won't be opportunities to share these moments with them. So uh, make sure you're present, and when you are present, that you're present, because
Yeah.
it's very easy to sit on the sideline and look at your phone, do something different while you're there, just to be there. And then at that point in time, you just become your kid's Uber. Actually participate and pay attention. So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap up episode 3. This one's been a pretty good one. I've really enjoyed talking about this stuff with you.
Yeah.
I think next episode, y'all come back. We're going to talk about dating now versus dating when we first met each other, and how life has changed, and as far as dating as a married couple in this season of life. So, that being said, this has been Life in the Middle. I'm Travis.
I'm Jenna.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe.
Life